Well, summer is finally here and we are basking out in the sunshine. It looks absolutely amazing today. It's red hot, it's like sort of 23, 24 here, which is pretty warm for sort of May in UK. And today I just wanted to talk a little bit about editing on either a PC or a Mac. What, do we use a PC or do we use a Mac? And does it really matter? And I think to some people it really does matter, but the crux of the matter is that you need to edit on whatever you feel comfortable with. I personally use both. I use a Mac at home to edit these on. These vlogs are all edited on a Mac. But at work I use a PC because network connectivity and security and so on and so forth, they aren't up to speed with what a Mac can and can't do, and as such they only know about PCs, so that's what they use. And I use Creative Cloud across both PC and Mac, and aside from the obvious foibles of each one, the little things that each one does slightly differently in handling the files and what have you, there's not really much difference in it, to be fair. The software itself is pretty much the same, apart from the keyboard shortcuts and what have you, which you can map out yourself anyway, and you can do so they're pretty much the same keyboard shortcuts. Other than that, really, it isn't that much different, to be fair. And Windows 10 now is pretty much got all the same sort of things that OS X has got on it, barring a few little things. And if it hasn't got them built in, you can get a plugin that lets you put them on there. One of the main ones that I found I missed massively from moving from a Mac to a PC at work was that hitting the spacebar and getting a preview up of what I was looking at before I started to edit it, be that a photograph or a video or whatever that would be. But again, Windows has the ability to be able to do that. You just download a thing from Microsoft, boom, hit the spacebar, off you go, you're away. You've got everything you really need there. And I think the problem is that people who are using Macs, and I count myself in that category as well, are quite snobbish about whether or not they could or would use a PC, and it's like, oh no, don't use one of those, don't touch that, you'll catch fire. And actually it's a bit of a much of a muchness. I use a Dell XPS 15, it's an i9 processor, so it's blisteringly quick. It's got 30 gig of RAM in it and what have you. It's as easily as quick, if not quicker, than any MacBook out there, and it holds its own. It's got a 4K touch screen on it and what have you. It's well built, and it pained me at the beginning to say that about a Dell. Well built and Dell didn't quite go in the same sentence for me. I always sort of looked at people at work and thought, oof, wouldn't touch one of those with a barge pole. But having said that, having used it, they're really good. It's really good, and a Mac is really good as well. And again, I come home and it's sort of like back to what I know and back to the sort of 12, 15 years that I've been using Macs. It's sort of like back to an old friend, if you like. But I think there is room to be able to use both, and using both simultaneously, i.e. doing these on the Mac and then doing corporate stuff on the PC. It isn't as difficult to switch between the two as what you first think it might be. So what do you think? What do you think? Do you think you could use a PC or would use a PC, or do you think you would never use a Mac, and you think, why would I spend all that money on something that is sort of locked into a little sandbox, where in a PC I could upgrade and what have you? Leave a comment below and let me know what you think, and whether or not you would use a PC to video edit and do your graphics and so on and so forth, or whether or not you prefer Mac, have been foisted a PC upon you and you hate it, or whatever that would be. Whatever that would be, just leave a comment below and let me know what you think. For me, my advice, give it a go, give it a try. It isn't as difficult as you think it's going to be. It takes a little bit of getting used to, but the fact of the matter is that it pretty much is. It's the same thing really now. They're not a million miles apart. It's a bit like using an Android phone or an iPhone. They've pretty much all got a touch, a fingerprint sensor on them. They've all got a 12, 15 megapixel front-facing camera. They've all got the ability to do video call, and they're pretty much the same thing. They're very close together. There's not a massive amount apart from the very tiny little things that each one does individually. they're not really something that would stop you from having one. So again, like I say, leave a comment below. And if you did like this, do leave a comment below and let me know that you liked it, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys next time.